Hello everyone, I just want to make a quick announcement right here. I did say this on the fan page that it looks like the draft that I was going to do with OK Fabe is not happening, but if it does happen it will probably be with someone else. There is a live show coming up. We're going to be talking about the network, and it'll be with my an old friend of mine. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, sorry to say, guys, not happening. Kind of upset myself about this. Oh, but okay. Let's get into what this video is about, and it is about the Nitro from October 25th, 1999. This is the continuation of my series, 3 Months of Russo. Let me just get that light out of the way. Here we go. Okay. So, what to say about this Raw? The last hour of it has been really interesting. I'm going to try and include some stuff in the description below. Hang on, let me move this, because yeah, that's bugging me too. Okay, one last thing. Okay. Not sure if you could hear that, but okay. So this is fresh off the Halloween Havoc show. That was really quite not that great, to be honest. Really took a struggle for me to get through. But yeah, okay. So we start off. Sting is looking for JJ, and if you paid attention to the end of Halloween Havoc, you could see Sting saying, "I never said it was for the belt. I never said it was for the belt." Okay, then we hit the intro. Sting comes out. He's like, "Screw it, I'm going to call." He calls out JJ Dillon. JJ Dillon comes out, announces the 32-man tournament, announces that Sting has been stripped of the title, not because of what happened with Bill Goldberg, but because Sting attacked a referee. There was a fine or something, and that is brought up later for someone else who attacked a referee. The announcers go through all the happenings relating to the tournament, and some of the stuff from the night before. The powers of B have said, guess what? The Outsiders have got to wrestle tonight. Now there is a video package of this of all the stuff relating to the Outsiders that I'm going to try and remember to put in the description below, because part of the stuff related to them, specifically the leader, their entrance and their opponent's entrance, has been edited out of the intro. Now there's no music. Once I get there to the match, I will run down what's missing. Then we get a Norman Smiley interview. Then Norman Smiley has a match where a lot of really lame finishes. He wins the match because it's a hardcore match with Bam Bam, and it's an opening round match for the tournament. He's getting beat up. He's got a trash can on his head, and he's getting whacked with a trash can as well by Bam Bam. Somehow there's some knockback or something. Bam Bam gets knocked down, and lo and behold, Smiley lands on top of him, hitting him with a trash can, and he gets a pin. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Weird. Okay. We get the Outsiders interview. The events of the mugging of Ric Flair are shown. The animals come out. They do a promo in the ring. Damn, does that Vince Russo love in-ring promos? Now they also show Ric Flair being buried in the desert. Gotta remember that, people. Yeah. To me, it just looked like they left him out in the desert and they kicked some dirt on him. That was it. Okay. But okay. The Revolution come out. They ambush the animals during this, and in the process, Asia and Shane Douglas are waiting outside, waiting for the back. Shane Douglas has still got this his arm in this full length cast from wrist to, it looks like, up on the shoulder. And they got Asia with them. I think this is the first appearance of Asia with the Revolution. And yeah, they end up kidnapping Tori. This is a sort of storyline throughout the night. We get a Kurt Hennig interview. This is where it's announced that if he loses one match going forward, he loses his job. Now, I do like by pinfall, specifically by pinfall. Yeah. Yeah, we got a backroom thing with the Outsiders, Lash LaRue taking on Kurt Hennig. Oh, and of course, we get a little bit of because the match is so brief, I don't even know why he bothers it. And Disco, once again, was at obviously went to the shopping centre of bad taste and bought some clothes. Yeah, he was shopping at the same place as the Sixth Doctor. He's on headsets very briefly, putting over Lash LaRue, saying he's the next big thing. Yeah, clearly we all missed the memo on that one. Yeah, the match ends in DQ when Hennig hits the referee, and Hennig hits, then he, sorry, I'm reading my notes, this is previous stuff. Hennig hits LaRue and Disco with a chair. Then we cut to the back. We hear a scream from Tori, and the animals are chasing after that scream. Okay, alright, just running through some stuff here. There's like 3 pages of stuff to go through. Hart arrives with, he's limping, selling the injury, a good job, and Goldberg is getting ready in the back, because that's the main event, Bret Hart versus Bill Goldberg. Their Starrcade main event, they're going to do it tonight. Now obviously we don't know that that's going to be the main event of Starrcade, but still, pretty weird. Then we get a Jarrett promo. Oh yeah. Oh, the Nitro Girls contest is still going on. Two people I don't care, that I've never seen again. Okay. We get a Jarrett promo. Don't remember much about it. I think this is mainly like it's all a setup where I'm gonna win the tournament. I'm gonna be the new WCW champion, and no one's gonna stop me. Not even Buff Bagwell. Is essentially what the thing is. Then we get the highlights of the Goldberg Sid match. Okay, that's fine. Saturn and Guerrero in another not so good match. Saturn wins after David Flair hits Eddie with a crowbar. Because I was mistaken. I didn't know if they picked up on this David Flair, who was dating Tori originally, when she was known as Samantha. Okay. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not as good as what happens later with David Flair. I gotta give props to that. Outsiders, they're like, well, we don't really want to wrestle tonight. We don't want to fight anyone, and they're like, how do we get out of this? And they say, well, if they shut the show down, I think Nash even says, I'll just get naked. And no, Nash, no one wants to see that. The censor will hit the blank out the screen thing quicker than anything. Yeah, Tori is shown backstage and is with the Revolution and Malenko. It's shown backstage. Yeah, with Malenko. Malenko goes out. He's attacked by Benoit with a chair. Payback for the previous night. And he beats the hell out of him. Throws him into a bunch of empty boxes repeatedly. Outside, and then the Outsiders come out for a promo. They show their entrance this time, and Goldberg interrupts. Fairly simple. Like, it's a promo. It's fairly like we're so good and we got this whole thing wired sort of thing. Then, not too long after that, Macho Man comes out with Gorgeous George, and this is his passing the torch promo that he did. And the color of the day was red, clearly, and it was all glittery outfit. Really cool hat and outfit that he was wearing. Gorgeous George looked gorgeous, and everything really quite good. Then Malenko. The Filthy Animals continue looking for Tori. They find. I'm pretty sure this is the spot where they find the place where she was before, but alas, she's not there anymore. Then Medusa is getting ready for her match. We don't know who she's facing because the tournament graphic, it was her versus blank. Now, another thing I've got to remember to put in the description below is the brackets for the tournament, because they will be very important going forward until Mayhem. I'll try and remember to put them in the description below because, yeah, it's going to be important going forward. And who is Medusa's opponent? Ming. And I don't think not Ming the Merciless. Ming, like, I will fight an entire bar and win. Ming. Oh my god. This actually turned out quite good, because Ming just no-sells everything. He just no-sells everything. She slaps him, and I think like that and a few other things are like that's about all. Like things that would actually hurt, no matter who was doing it. And eventually he just grabs her, slams her down, I think, and eventually just hits the Tongan death grip on her. Great work match. Evan Courageous comes out and helps Medusa out. This is obviously setting up a storyline that apparently happens later on. The two Medusa and him hook up. Okay. There's another pre-match promo with the Outsiders in the back. Kurt Hennig and Brad Armstrong are having a little chat. More insider talk, and Road Dogg is brought up briefly. Bret Hart's getting his foot, figuring out what's wrong with his foot, ankle, and all that. Then we have Lex Luger versus Rick Steiner. As good as what could be expected out of these two. It's not a very long match. Both Rick Steiner and Lex, their matches, some of the stuff that went on with them, because Rick Steiner is now the TV champion again for some reason. Yeah. Jarrett comes out as well pretty early on in the match, and he says, "Look, nothing was going on." Yeah, you'll notice, like, quite a lot of times, Vince Russo likes putting people in heads. It's, yeah, and he said he had nothing to do with what happened with Liz, but eventually he accidentally hits Rick Steiner with a guitar shot. For some reason, Liz gets hurt as well during this. Lex wins the match via countout. Okay. We have a Conan and Kidman interview. They're talking about the fact that they have to square off against one another. This was again brought up earlier, but I really wanted to get through this. And plus, I forgot what was mentioned and what wasn't mentioned. They run through, I think, 2 or 3 stages. There's like 32 men. I think they only go over like half the tournament, like all the matches that were going to happen that night. Which is alright. We show. Oh wait, after that, yeah, after the. Yeah, I missed it. After the Ming Evan Courageous match, while Evan is helping Medusa out of the ring, Malenko challenged Chris Benoit to a last man standing match. Okay. This is another, like, okay, let's take what Vince Russo said, like, Vince would take things and add a little thing or something. You can see here, like, Vince would go, "Pal, I don't think we need to make it a last man standing match. Let's just have them have a fight, a regular match, and we will build up to that last man standing match, because I like that idea between these two." See, stuff like that, he would say, like, he wouldn't change it. He would just say, "Look, let's do it like this," or something. Because, yeah, let's just look at this. Buff, so back to this. After the Conan Kidman interview, Buff shows up. Benoit is taping up as well, getting ready for his match. He's taping up. He's looking like a badass. Then we get the Kidman vs. Conan match, which is interrupted by Harlem Heat. I know I'm going through that fast, but not much of a match happens. Kidman ends up winning that one. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention. I think, like, they just swarmed the ring. Kidman was outside, and he happened to get the 1, 2, 3. And he got up first, or something like that. We see the outsiders getting ready for their match. They're not in gear. They're just in their regular stuff. So you know, not much is going to happen. Then we get Buff in the video package, more exposing the business, which I don't like. Bagwell cuts a promo saying they're not going to let him lose to anyone. He's not going to lose to anyone. That it's going to be proper matches with him. Then we get introduced to Creative Control, Ron and Don Harris, who have shaved their goatees and everything. They're wearing suits and ties now. They hit the ring. They beat the hell out of Buff Bagwell. I would just say, like, as far as the usage of Ron and Don Harris, this was pretty good. This is pretty good. Yeah. Alright. Then we have Malenko and Benoit coming to the ring, setting up the match that's going to happen probably after what was a commercial break. Then we get highlights of the Rick Steiner match that I mentioned before. Him in the last video, him getting hit with a steel chair. See, look, it's taken me 20 minutes just to get this far in this video. The last man standing match. A strange way this match ends. Double clothesline. One guy just didn't get to his feet quick enough. Benoit wins. Then the Animals hit the ring. Benoit powders, gets out of the ring. Right after that, they're beating the hell out of Malenko. Benoit is magically gone. He's missed all the other three up on the stage, who come out, and with Tori, Asia's got her in some sort of hole with her arm behind her back and her other arm around her neck, sort of thing. So she's positioned like this, okay. The arms down here, arms secure down here, and that. And if they don't get off Malenko, that's it. We have a break. They get away, and then the Animals are in pursuit. They pursue them to the garage. They get away in a car. Eddie and Ray go in pursuit because during that Harlem Heat thing, I completely missed it. Apparently, they challenged them to the tag titles for the tag titles later that night. Sorry, I missed their challenge. Okay, that happened. So that's why they've got to stay. Then we get Brian Knobbs comes out for a match with Sting, but who does he have with him? Jimmy Hart and Hugh Morris. Sting comes out alone, is not disqualified, but hits Brian Knobbs with a baseball bat, covers him. Match lasts about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. That's a criticism. Okay. Look. Another thing with the Outsiders backstage. More comedy shit. Bret Hart interview. He says he knows he's hurt, but like he's worked so hard for this opportunity for the WCW title. Doesn't want to miss it, so he's going to fight anyway. Real good babyface there, so we've got to turn him heel. Harlem Heat versus the Filthy Animals. This initially it's a back. It ends with a back suplex, and both the shoulders of Stevie Ray and Kim Bennett down. The referee counts 1, 2. You see Kidman get up like this, and as you don't actually hear the 3 count. Harlem Heat think they've won. No, the Animals have won. So, okay, so here's what's happened in the past week. We've had 3 title changes. They've gone from Harlem Heat back to the Animals. Granted, there was an injury, so one could make the argument, okay, that was a necessary title change. Then and within 24 hours, they flip back again. Like, alright, okay, maybe there was a mistake between A and B, okay? Willing to forgive this one, okay? Not willing to forgive the next one. Okay, Goldberg interview. He's ready to go, sort of thing, I think. Much. DDP with Kimberly, they're heading out, and Kimberly looks smoking hot in her dress. By the way, damn. Yeah. I'm not really a fashion guy, but when I see something I like, and I'm like, I like that dress. Now, guess what? It's not that revealing. there's a dress in 2000, something she wears in 2000 that's like leaves barely anything to the imagination. Okay. We have DDP versus Flair. Now, I think this match ends in DQ. Because Flair's coming out, and I'm like, Flair comes out, and he's wearing the robe that he wore before. But I can see that he's wearing jeans, and I'm like, is this some sort of transition to what he eventually wears, which is like jeans and a WCW t-shirt, essentially? So I'm like, what's going on? Because I haven't seen this at all, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Well, here's what happens. DDP comes over, he opens up the robe, sees nothing's there. And he kisses David Flair on the lips. He's like, "You so cute," dude. Kisses him on the lips. DDP turns his back on him. Big mistake. He takes off. David Flair takes off the robe. You see, there's a crowbar. He's got a crowbar. He pulls out the crowbar. Bang, bang, bang. Takes out DDP. And I'm like, fuck, that was awesome. That was so cool. He takes him out. Yeah, he almost whacks Kimberly with the thing as well. But he decides not to do it. He gets out of the ring, leaves. Yeah, I was like, damn. That was good. Like, that was really well planned out. So, credit to Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara for coming up with that. Like, everyone that was involved with that. Like, even DDP, Kimberly, and David Flair. Like, David Flair performed it well, so did DDP. Kimberly did a great job as well. The referee, DDP gets stretched out. Then we get a commercial break and what has been edited on the network. And I'm not sure why, okay? Now, I will run through what I saw in the other thing as well, because, like, that's the version I saw. Okay? Because there is a collection of stuff. I'll try and, like I said, I'll try and remember to put that in the description below, a link to the video that shows, like, everything that I'm talking about with the Outsiders here. Pretty much shows their entire night. Okay, so the Outsiders come out with their music there. They're wearing their street clothes. I'm pretty sure they don't say anything. They're wondering who their opponents are. There's no music or anything, so there's no copyright thing that they got to worry about. The creative control comes out. They're like, bring it on, and they do a crotch chop. Okay, fair enough. Not sure why why that would be a problem. DX have done the crotch chop as well, so yep, nothing there. Then we see the three ladies that they're going to take on. First one, wearing very little, skimpy little tight shorts and a, like, top that's very revealing and everything, covering barely anything. Then we get another girl wearing a pretty small, a slightly more covering top and a dress that's cut really high, knee length and everything. Then a girl wearing shorts, and I swear to God, either she's got the biggest boobs ever, or she's smuggling basketballs underneath that outfit. And I think they're fake, because They just don't look. It doesn't look like that either she had huge breast augmentation, or because they're not built for that frame. Which, granted, is a possibility, but I think I saw something, like, I saw, through something, there was some, it looked like that they had stuffed a shirt that she was wearing. Okay, enormous boobs, okay? They come to the ring, and then, okay, the outsiders do, like, rock, paper, scissors, to see who was gonna be the first to square off, and then we get back to where they're on the network. So I don't really know. Like, essentially, what I described is essentially what has been cut. Okay, so it's a comedy segment. Some rough housing happens with the ladies, like. Scott Hall does most of the stuff here. He ends up getting spanked. There is a clip of this in, I think, The Rise and Fall of WCW or something like that. Really weird Russo thing to do. So it's the Outsiders versus three ladies. The three ladies get the win. They're willing to put them over. There's not much wrestling going on. It's funny, but then you think, what was the point? Like, okay, there's some times where you gotta go, breathe on a wrestling show. This could have been one of those moments, but like, why not just get why not just hire a bunch of jobbers and just have that thing? Like, I really don't, like, honestly, I don't see the point of it. Like, it doesn't make the Outsiders look, it just makes them look like they're it just doesn't make sense to me. I just don't get what the point was. Okay, I can, like, if you say, look, it was just to do something to turn on the teenage boys, okay, but there's other stuff you could have done. Okay. Yeah. I got after the match, both Outsiders are trying to get the girl with the big gazungas to flash. Goldberg rushes out. He spears both the guys before anything can happen. So you can I guess you could kind of say that maybe Goldberg had the powers that be, had him set up this thing so that he could get that opportunity. Okay, but yeah. Then we get the United States title match / last of the opening round tournament matches for the night. So we have Bret Hart versus Goldberg. Pretty inconsistent booking throughout the night, because there wasn't really a build to this as such. I'm not going to say that there was no build to it, because there was, like, interview segments and a few things there, but not like it wasn't like, this is going to happen, this is a big deal. It was the Tori kidnapping, I think, was the main focus of the night. There seems to be a lot of focus on the Animals and the Revolution. So clearly there was something going on there. So clearly Russo saw something in all those guys, as well as Ferraro. But this wasn't the main focus of the night, because, like, think about it, a huge part of the evening was dedicated to this angle. The outside, the way the match ends, it was a pretty good match. Overall, there was some working on the ankle and stuff, but, like, it wasn't a long drawn out match. But again, it was. I'll give some credit to this, because Brett was hurt, and you didn't probably want him going to, like, if he was legitimately hurt, like if it was just like, oh, my ankle's sprained and that I really don't want to have to work tonight, or it was that you wanted to sell this, and this is a big, like, thing for the NWO thing that happens later on. Yeah. The Outsiders interfere, as well as Sid. They take out Goldberg. Brett comes back into the ring after having been thrown out. 1, 2, 3. But Goldberg, being the smart guy he is, right after 3, raises his arm. He's like, I'll put you over, but I'm still gonna be like, still gotta get myself over a bit. I gotta make myself look invincible, because that's my gimmick. Now, unfortunately, the screen shrank because they're doing the Netflix thing where once the credits roll, you gotta shrink the thing in the corner. So I don't think, but it was just like, that was the end of the show. So yeah, I gotta say there was a bit more wrestling here, but there's still some, like, why a last man standing match? Why all that stuff? Why all that other? There was still a lot of promo time, and like, especially that first hour and a half, like, it was like, whoa, didn't get a chance to breathe. But I'll give credit where it's due. The second half of the show, there was quite a bit more wrestling. There was a little less promo time, but that first chunk, man, it's like, we've got to get them hooked here. We've got to rush through all this, and then, like, damn. Yeah, damn, I don't know how I'm gonna do a lot. Much more of this. I'm gonna have to take a break, because, damn, it's really hard to get through this stuff. I'm still doing, I'm working on a fantasy booking series. I'll just do a few things now, at the end here. I'm working on another 1999 booking series where I pick up after the Finger Poke of Doom. So I kind of put myself back into that. I know there's just a lot of stuff I just don't know. There's things I'm doing there where I'm trying to finish off certain things and move forward. So yeah, I can't really say that Russo's done a great job so far, like, but man, like, you can't say nothing's going on. Stuff's going on, but there's stuff going on that just doesn't make a lick of sense. And granted, that's not, if you're told certain things that, like, oh, you can't do that. Okay, well, why? And yeah, I think this is not what WCW needed then. Like, I think people just kept hitting that panic button too quickly, and they wanted overnight change, and they weren't going to get it. And they just kept hitting it, like, change to creative direction, change to creative direction again. No, you can't do that. One of the ideas that he had that I think, when I get to 2000, because I'll do like another thing with him, I'll count out how many months that it was, and I'll say it there as well. It was just before he left. he announced that if Goldberg was going to win the title again, he had to replicate his winning streak again. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. But it sounded like a Kevin Sullivan idea, but there was too much of breaking the fourth wall a couple of times here tonight, and there's only one guy that can do that. That's this guy. So look, yeah, there should be a live show tomorrow or in the next couple of days. I'm going to talk about the network. It's, I think, been up for about 2 years now, and we're going to talk about it. And it's with an old friend, someone who I haven't talked to in a while. So, but we're going to talk to you there again. All right, see you guys later.